So we're here checking some beehives that I've got. I've just heated up my tool to sterilise it in this bee smoker that I've got right here. So there's only one thing I really want to check out, and that's to see how the brood is doing. So first thing, I'm going to check this hive first. Put this rock down over here. Move the metal water rain cover. And I put that upside down on the ground over here. Now, what I do is I take my bee tool and crack it like that, just to get the lid off. Like so. I'm going to place this facing here. So I'm going to bring the camera over towards so you guys can get a better look at what I'm looking at. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at one of these frames. First thing I do is I grab my tool, and this thing's got like a pry bar. What I do is I'm just going to gently pry them apart a little bit like this. Bees may start to get a little bit worried about what's going on. Okay, now I do the other side. You can see they're starting to get a little bit aggro. That's why you wear good quality leather gloves or thick rubber gloves. Otherwise, you're going to get a little bit of a sting, and occasionally still happens. That's why I always recommend double checking all around your gloves. Okay. Make sure I've got them all separated so that I don't pull any of the other frames out when I try to. I was a bit stuck. There we go. Keep my hive tool in one hand. I'm going to go ahead and check this one of the outside ones first, just to see what's going on. I'm just gently going to lift it out. So this is what a frame looks like when it's being built. There may be a little bit of nectar or honey in there. Now I've got to hold it towards the sun, with the sun over my shoulder, to be able to see what's going on in there. But I don't see anything in the frame. Other side. No. Okay. Now I'll try and put this one back, like so. I'm going to check this one. I don't want to disturb all the frames, I only want to check a couple of them, because otherwise it makes the bees really angry. I just want to see if I can see any brood. That frame has nothing on it. I'm going to go for the frames underneath in the second box. So what that means is I'm going to have to lift this entire thing apart. So I get my tool, go like this, and over here, there's bees all over me. So if you ever do get into beekeeping, I recommend going out with someone that knows, that's been around beekeeping for a few years. And I'm going to lift with my knees so I don't break my back. It's not too heavy because there ain't much honey or brood in this frame. I'm going to just gently, ever so gently, place it like that, because the queen could be in there and I don't want to squash her in that first frame. This one is where most of the brood are. You can see all the bees are gathered. This is where things could get a little bit angry. My bee smoker went out though. Oh no, it's still got a bit of life in it. No? No, it ran out of fuel. Yeah, it ran out of fuel. Oh well. Gonna have to do this regardless. Oh no, there we go. There ain't much smoke in it, but give it a little once over. Oh well, don't really need it too much. Okay, I'm gonna do the exact same thing with this hive. Okay. Just gently, just breaking the seal that these bees have on this. And what they do is they make wax and propolis, and that seals up the hive in certain spots. And just gently brush the bees aside and go about what I'm doing. And if I do see a queen, I'll try and get on video, but I don't want to risk her getting killed. Otherwise that means the entire hive is most likely done for unless I can get a queen. Which even then there's a chance that they may reject her, which isn't the most nicest thing to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my finger underneath of that one, and I'm just going to come over here nice and gently and just lift the frame up. This tool essentially acts like a giant jimmy bar. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently go like this. Now watch this. There we go. Don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but inside the hive, you can see that's capped off honey, I believe. So there's the honey. Nice and runny and honey. Leave that stuff for the bees. And down here is some what do we call it, pollen, sitting in these frames around here, and they use that to make food. It's called bee bread. They eat that. So I'll put this frame in nice and gently. There we go. Minimal casualties as possible, so it doesn't make the bees go aggro. So I'm going to check this frame. What I'm looking for is eggs, which means that the queen's been laying. And I'm going to take my tool and go over to the second hive and just, second frame, try and bring it out as straight as possible so I don't squash anything. That should do the trick. Plenty of food in these combs, so there's no shortage on food, so they're all good. I'm going to flip it over and take a look on the other side. I don't see any eggs, which isn't the worst or the best thing. I'm going to check one more frame. I'm going to go for one closer to the middle. I'm going to go for the one that's right in the middle. That's the bestest chance of me seeing any broods being laid. Okay. And obviously you can see I'm getting swarmed by the bees, and you're probably getting a couple hitting the camera mic. Okay. There we go. And obviously they're very angry because I'm literally disturbing their hive, their home, their everything. Okay, I'm seeing capped brood. That's a good sign. I don't see any that looks damaged. So this hive has got no diseases that are affecting its brood. That's good. I don't see a queen right now, so I'm hoping she's alright. The fact that I'm seeing brood is a good sign though. I'm seeing everything from eggs to larvae to capped brood. I'll show you a look. I'm just going to gently shake this off here. Okay, now I'm going to gently flip the frame over, making sure to keep at least two hands on your frame at all times. Well, that's as many as I have. And no signs of... Yep, okay, so I don't see any signs of disease on this hive. It's nice, it's healthy. I do see something that will have to be treated though. I do see a couple varroa mites crawling around the frame, but they're hard to spot. But yeah, so you can see all those ones that have got caps on the top. Those are all brood. There's some honey there, or some food there of some kind. So they're very well in this frame at least. I'm looking for just signs of a disease that may have spread from one hive to another. Especially the neighbouring hive, we may have an issue with that one, but I'm not too sure by the way it looks right now. It's one that's got a hole in it. I'm hoping that's just one out of two I've spotted so far. So there may be mites, or maybe the bees are just doing something there. I'm just going to leave it down to that. But most of the brood look alright. Capped brood and brood that's exposed. I'm going to put this one back in. There is no need to disturb the queen if I don't have to. There we go. Okay, so that hive is fine. I'm going to put the lid back. I'm going to put this one back together again and let them have their home back. So to avoid squishing all these bees, what I'm going to gently do is just go like this. Gently shimmy the boxes just over top of each other to gently cause the bees to want to move back into the others. There we go. Now I make sure that the boxes are sitting on top of each other nicely. There we go. And put their roof back on their home. So that just sits on top. That box, you just push that one back in. Cool. Same with this one. There we go. And put the lid back on. That is a hive checked.